Today we're going to do some yoga exercises and stretches for your lower back. If you're suffering from lower back pain, then I would recommend you talk to your health professional before doing any exercises. So we'll begin on our hands and knees, and we're going to do some cat-cow poses. So arch your back and look up, and then raise your back and look down. So I like to untuck my toes when I do the cow pose, and then tuck my toes when I do the cat pose. I feel this generates a bigger stretch in your back. So breathe out as you do the cat pose, and breathe in as you do the cow pose. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Come back into child's pose. Take some deep breaths. Just relax everything. And we'll come back up and we'll go back into downward facing dog. So look between your feet, bend your knees, try to bring your belly to your knees, and then try to straighten your legs as much as possible. And we'll come up forward and lie down on our front. Keep your hands by your chest, and we're going to do some baby cobra poses. So lift your head up. Try not to look too far forward. Come back down. Make sure your feet are untucked and press down on the tops of your feet. Look up, or bring your head up. Try to raise your hands now. It gives you more difficulty. And now bring your elbows more forward. Make sure your elbows are aligned with your shoulders. And we're going to do sphinx pose. So bring your body up, look forward. Feel a good stretch in your back. And then extend your arms and go into full cobra pose. If you're more flexible, you can bring your hands closer to your body. And we'll come back down. Now we're going to do a bow pose. So I want you to grab your feet from the outside. Make sure your shoulders are back. And then kick your feet back and extend. Raise your chest, look forward. Take some deep breaths. And relax. Let go of your feet. And we'll do this again. This time we'll grab our ankles. It's more difficult, so feel free to grab your feet instead. And we'll extend up, kick back, look forward. This is a great stretch for your back. And we'll relax. Rest your hands on your head on your hands. And now I want you to bring your knees a little bit wider than shoulder width or hip width, and we'll do some windshield wipers. So bring your feet to the right and then to the left, and just keep alternating. I find this exercise really good for your back as well, particularly your lower back. And we'll stop it there. Bring your hands by your chest, come back up. And come back into downward dog. Now raise your right leg, and then we're going to bring it forward. And we're going to go into pigeon pose, so bring your knee to the right of your hip. And make sure your back leg, you can have your toes tucked, and then try to raise your torso upright as much as you can. And I find this really stretches your back as well. Now untuck your toes, and then we're just going to come forward. This also stretches your hip. And I find that many back problems are caused by hip problems, so it's good to have flexible hips if you want to work on your lower back. Come back up, tuck your toes, bring your leg back, and we're going to do the other side, so raise your left leg and step it forward, bring your knee to the ground, tuck your back toes, and then raise your torso, look up. You can always put a block under your left thigh or left buttocks to support you. Untuck your toes, and we're gonna come down. Give a good stretch to your hip. Take some deep breaths. Come back up. Tuck your toes. Bring your leg back. Downward dog. Raise your right leg. Step it forward. Step your hands by your feet by your hands, and untuck your back toes. Make sure your right knee is about 90 degrees, and we're doing low lunge. Put your hands on your right thigh, and then press down on your thigh. Raise your torso. Make sure your hips are aligned. And I find this is actually a good stretch for your lower back, and particularly the left side of your lower back. So take some deep breaths. Now come out of it, and we'll bring our leg back, and we'll do the other side. Raise your left leg, step it forward, untuck your back toes, bring your hands on top of your left thigh, and press down and forward. And you should feel a stretch on your lower back on the right side. Make sure your hips are aligned. Take some deep breaths. And we'll come out of that. Bring your right leg forward, halfway lift, and then we'll do a forward fold. And this again is another good stretch for your lower back. Just try to straighten your legs as much as possible, but make sure your your upper thighs are connecting to your abdominal, so sway back and forth. And we're going to rise up. Bring your shoulders back, mountain pose. And we're going to bring our hands onto their back, make sure your shoulders are back, and we're going to do a back bend and look forward and look up. And we're going to do a back bend here. Just do as much as you can. Don't exert too much. And we'll come out of that. Now we're going to sit down and come down onto your back. Now bring your feet closer towards your buttocks. And we're going to do bridge pose. So lift your hips up and clasp your hands underneath, roll your shoulders underneath. This will give you a bigger stretch, and you can raise your chest and hips up even further. Take some deep breaths. And we'll come down. And we'll do it again. So raise your hips. Clasp your hands, bring your shoulders underneath, and raise your hips and your chest. Another great stretch for your back. And we'll come down slowly. And extend your legs out. Now we're going to bring your hands underneath. Make sure your palms are facing down. Bring them underneath your buttocks. And we're going to go into fish pose. So make sure your thumbs are touching. And we're going to extend our chest up, bring our crown of our head to the floor, and you're trying to look back. Don't try to push it too far, because you don't want to overstress your neck. But I find this pose, fish pose, to be great for your lower back as well. And we'll come out of that. Bring your feet forward, and we'll bring our knees to our chest. Squeeze your knees. And extend your right leg forward. And we're going to twist to the right, so grab your left thigh with your right hand and twist to the right, and then look towards the left. Make sure your left arm is extended out. This is a good stretch for your glutes and as well as I find it's a good stretch for your lower back as well. And we'll come out of that, and we'll do the other side. So place your left hand on your right thigh, twist to the left and look to the right. Extend your right arm down. Take some deep breaths. will come out of that. So bring your leg back. And we'll bring our knees into our chest again. And we're going to do happy baby, so I want you to grab the outside of your feet and try to bring your arms to the inside of your knees, and try as much as possible to keep your lower back on the ground. So this is great for stretching your hips, and I find it also helps your lower back as well. And let go. And come into Savasana. And just relax. Thank you for taking part of my yoga session today. Please subscribe to our channel, and if you like this video, like and share it. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.